Hey everyone, you are watching or listening to my comic book journey podcast. And for this episode, I'm going to talk about just only one manga, and it's My the Psychic Girl. We'll talk about volume 1. The story was written by Kudo Kazuya and art by Ikegami Ryoichi. So, for those of you who are not familiar with any of these individuals, Ikegami is probably best known for his work Crying Freeman. I think that one is the one that was and Sanctuary, both that were released in the U.S. I think the reason why I feel many people may know it is because Viz Media did release those two manga back during the popular 90s comic book years and it was definitely eye-catching because you would often see photos of people wearing tattoos throughout their whole body and stuff like that. You're just like, oh my gosh, this looks pretty like Yakuza looking. But the thing is that his work, the way he draws his character, the way he draws his characters, the characters look realistic, and he actually, in the end of this manga, the first volume, he actually talks about how when he became a manga artist, he wanted to do it his way, his style, and that was to create characters that look realistic versus the way things were in traditional manga at the time. And so he and Kudo Kazuya worked on this series together, and it was see how long, I think it was only 6 volumes that were released. But back in 1992, the band Sparks, a very popular band from the 70s to even present day, new wave era, pretty much they wanted to make the manga to a musical. They were a big fan of the manga series, and there were interest from Tim Burton and also Caracal Pictures, and they purchased the film rights back in August 1991, but nothing has been done yet. And I was watching the Sparks documentary, and they talked about how they were spending a lot of their time trying to get My the Psychic Girl produced, and they're hoping that it might see the light of day one of these days. But in 2010, Burton expressed interest in adapting the property, but nothing has been done yet. So it's unfortunate, but knock on wood, something may happen someday. But pretty much for this manga series, it was released back. Let me actually open this manga right here, because I know that when it was released, it was about $17, and there are only 6 issues of it. And here we go. Yeah, just 6 issues, and it was released by VIZ Communications. Don't have a year exactly, but so this manga was serialized in Shogakukan's Shonen Manga magazine, Weekly Shonen Sunday, from March 20th, 1985 to April 2nd, 1986. Again, it's been collected into 6 tankobon volumes, so 6 manga volumes. And 3 were released back in 2002 to 2003 by Media Factory, and then 2 wideband volumes in 2006. But I believe Viz would release it later on. It's been released in different forms as a 4-volume edition by Titan Books and by Viz in 1990, and it was later re-released in a 3-volume edition titled My the Psychic Girl Perfect Collection. But yeah, it's similar to Ikegami's previous works. If you are familiar with his manga, there are nudity, there is a lot of action, and it's just the way he showcases the characters is very it's captivating. But I have to say, Kudo Kazuya's writing was on point. So, what is this Mai the Psychic Girl all about? Okay, so there is this organization known as the Wisdom Alliance. Pretty much, you could say these are the antagonists, the evil group who want to control the world. And they know that America and Russia definitely has, they're on top of things, but they feel that they need something that would give them additional power, and then they could overpower both the USA and Russia. And so they are looking into psychokinesis, and they found through these tests that they put out that there are 6 individuals who have special, unique powers. Well, they want these children observed, and in Japan, there is a person named Kujumai. She's a 14-year-old girl, just a regular schoolgirl who has, psychokinesis powers. And she and her father, well, it starts out with her, with their friends and, taking a test, doing well. But they noticed that they're being tailed. Her and her friends noticed that she's being tailed by 2 individuals. And, she was able to outwit them and escape from them. But when her father comes back home, she tells him how she had to take a test. And then she tells them about how these 2 people were following her. And immediately that draws concern. So he tells Mai, hey, we're going to call in. You're not going to go to school. We're going to go on a trip. And he knows that they're after her. So he's trying to hide her at this point. He doesn't want... He's been holding out the truth that she is the daughter of I guess you could say, a powerful line of family that has the blood of those with powerful psychokinesis powers. And she's the last person of that bloodline. And he swore to his wife that he would protect her. So he pretty much takes her out to where he learned his martial arts, because he learned a martial arts that's really ancient and very powerful. But as other Wisdom Alliance starts sending their goons after them, they start sending out really powerful monster-like people to go after them. And in the process of trying to escape from them high in the mountains, something tragic happens, and Mai is left by herself. She is discovered by a guy who is also good with martial arts, a college student, who takes her and brings her to his dorm area and introduces them to the other guys. And so I'll just leave it at that. But just know that she is the target. She is being hunted down. They want her. Wisdom, wants everyone on surveillance. But now that she's escaped and they know that she knows that she's being targeted, they want her because they know that they can get control over powers. Her powers is off the charts, where all the other students, they have a certain level, which is good but not great. But Mai's powers are beyond great. It's just phenomenal. But she does not know how to control it. She knows nothing about her powers. She knows nothing. All she knows is that her father has told her never to use it. But of course, being a teenager and stubborn, she uses it from time to time. And it's just, she doesn't know how to control it. She knows nothing about it. So all of a sudden, this 14-year-old's life has been changed upside down. She knows that she can't get anyone involved or call her friends because she'll put them in jeopardy. And she's literally by herself. But Wisdom Alliance, they pretty much have control over every security throughout every building, and they have everywhere she goes, there are cameras around. They have control of that, so she has to remain private. She doesn't know that she's being watched, that they have that far of a reach, but they're always nearby watching her, no matter how much she tries to escape. This is how powerful that organization is, and it's just really crazy. But yeah, it's the first issue was just fantastic. You have to really read it. There is violence, but of course with this manga series you're not going to see so much of it, especially with the way Ikegami's style is. He focuses more on the facial emotion, the emotion of the character, so you see it in her eyes, the faces of the people, versus showing, violence. And there's only so much you can do with black and white, but there is quite a bit of violence, because it's not going to be an easy road, especially that this organization is willing to kill anyone to get close to Mai. So I was very fortunate to get this manga series, but the thing is that I first read about this on America, I think back in the early 90s, but I never read it. I've had the manga series later on. I bought it because I said, you know what, I've been wanting to read this. I need, and it's just been in my backlog, and I just remembered it just by watching this Sparks documentary. I was like, the Psychic Girl, my gosh, I have that manga series. I have to read it. It's only 6 volumes. So this is the first volume, and man, I wish I read this earlier. This is so good. I really love it. And all I could say is that if you could find this manga series, definitely pick it up. It's not really available right now, so you have to be lucky to peruse eBay in order to find it. It's not something just like regular manga that had a wide distribution. This is from VIZ during their earlier years, and before people went hardcore collecting and reading manga. So hopefully you're able to find a copy. But the Psychic Girl, thumbs up, a big thumbs up. It's really awesome, and I highly recommend it. So, okay, everyone, that is it. You all take care. Wink, wink, and take care, everyone. Bye-bye.